Good morning, all. Okay. So the screen is sharing, right? Screen కనబడుతుందా అందరికి?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So let me. Yeah. So this is where we stopped, right? See, in the previous class we have calculated how to calculate the hoop stress and the circumferential stress. Okay. So the formula for the hoop stress and circumferential stress, so which we have done, so is PD by. So what is that? So which is PD by 2T. Okay. Let me share it. Okay. Oh, students are coming now. Okay. Okay. This is how the cylinder looks like. Okay. So this is the one. So earlier we have seen as the cylindrical cylinder is a circular cross section. Okay. So this is the length of the cylinder, right? And this is your diameter. So where the cylinder is having a proper thickness. Okay. So by considering it as a thin cylinder, okay, so this is how the thin cylinder looks like. Yeah. So when it is subjected to an internal pressure P, okay, so the stress which we have calculated as a hoop stress or a circumferential stress as PD by 2T. Okay. PD by 2T. Okay. So now we are going to calculate the longitudinal stress. So where the pressure will act on the both sides of the cylinder, right? So this is how the pressure gonna act longitudinally. Okay. So now while calculating the longitudinal stress, so here we have to calculate two things. One is bursting force, so which makes your cylinder fail in longitudinal direction, isn't it? Okay. Along with that, we have to calculate the resisting force also. So while making these two equilibrium, so then only you can able to calculate the longitudinal stress. Okay. So in this, first let me calculate the bursting force. Okay, guys. So now see it carefully. See this pressure which is acting on the cap of the cylinder, right? So this is the one where your pressure is acting. Okay, how this section was? So this portion is something like a circular in nature. Avuna? Yeah. So now on which part of the end your pressure is acting? Your pressure is acting on every portion of the cross-sectional area. Avuna? Right? So pressure ela act avutundamma, it is pressure is not going to act at one particular point. Pressure is gonna act on the whole cross-sectional area of the cylinder. Avuna? So what is the cross-sectional area here? Cross-sectional area is circle, right? So then what will be the bursting force? P into cross-sectional area of this of the cap. The cross-sectional area is circular in shape. Okay. So by that, what is your cross-sectional area of the circle? Pi d square by 4. అర్థమైంది అందరికి how I have calculated the bursting force? So as we know, pressure is equal to force by area. Force is equal to pressure into area. So where your pressure is acting on the cap, on the whole cross-sectional area. So this is what your bursting force. And next, let me calculate your resisting force. How your cylinder is going to resist the longitudinal force. Okay, so now tell me, will the cap will resist or the portion which is welded at the ends is going to resist? ఎక్కడ ఉంటుందమ్మా రెసిస్టెన్స్? రెసిస్టెన్స్ ఎక్కడ ఉంటుంది చెప్పండి. సో how basically how this cylinder is gonna make, this cylinder is gonna make, okay, at this portion it is going to be welded. అవునా? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now what happens? So the resistance will be on the total circumference of the cylinder. Right? అవునా? Resistance ఎక్కడ ఉంటుంది? Total circumference. అంటే బేసిక్ గా if you see the cross section, your cylinder is going to be welded on its total circumference. ఎందుకు total circumference దగ్గర వెల్డింగ్ చేస్తాము? Why? Because your resistance is gonna be here, right? Okay, so this is the portion where your cylinder is going to be resisted the pressure which is acting inside the cylinder. So now tell me, what is your resisting force? Resisting force ఏముంటుందమ్మా? Same. Stress is equal to force by area. What stress it is? Longitudinal stress. So force is equal to longitudinal stress into what is that area? Circumference into
Thickness.
Very good. Why? Because it is having a specific thickness which is going to be welded to this part, right? So then what is your circumference length? 2 pi r. 2 pi r ని ఎలా రాయొచ్చు? Pi into d అని కూడా రాయొచ్చు. And thickness. So this is your area. As this is your bursting force which is acting on the cross-sectional area of the cylinder, and the resisting force is going to be from its circumference. ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఉంటుంది అన్నమాట రెసిస్టింగ్ ఫోర్స్ టోటల్. ఓకే, టోటల్ సర్కంఫరెన్స్ నుంచి రెసిస్టింగ్ ఉంటుంది. దెన్ ఓన్లీ యువర్ వెల్డింగ్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు బి రెసిస్టెడ్ ద ఫోర్స్. అందుకే మనం వెల్డింగ్ థిక్నెస్ కూడా బేస్డ్ ఆన్ దాట్ ఓన్లీ ఇట్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు బి డిసైడెడ్. ఓకే, దిస్ ఆల్ యూ విల్ కమ్ టు నో ఇన్ యువర్ థర్డ్ ఇయర్ when I deal with the design of steel structures. Okay, don't worry. So this is how the resisting is gonna act from its circumference towards its thickness. Okay, so ఈ thickness నుంచి resisting ఉంటుంది అన్నమాట. ఏ విధంగా ఉంటుంది? So something like this. Something like this. Okay, so from the whole circumference the resistance will take place. So by that your resisting force is longitudinal stress into pi into d into t. Understand? So now to calculate your longitudinal stress, what we have to do? We have to equate these two. So to make the equilibrium. ఎందుకు equilibrium చేస్తున్నాం? Because this cylinder should not get burst. By that your bursting force should be equate with the resisting force. Kada? So now we will do that. So when you equate, one second. When you equate, what you will get? Sorry, what happened? One second. Yeah. So when you equate these two, P into pi d square by 4 is equal to sigma L into pi into d into t. Okay. So then what will be your longitudinal stress?
Right.
Your longitudinal stress is PD by 4 times of T. Understand? So by this, what I have understood, your circumferential stress is PD by 2T, your longitudinal stress is PD by 4T, then your circumferential stress is what? Is what? 2 times
Four
of
longitudinal.
longitudinal stress. అంటే దీన్ని బట్టి మనకి ఏం అర్థమవుతుందమ్మా? సో ఫ్రమ్ దిస్ ఐ క్యాన్ అండర్స్టాండ్ యువర్ సర్కంఫరెన్షియల్ స్ట్రెస్ ఈస్ మాక్సిమం దాన్ లాంగిట్యూడినల్ స్ట్రెస్. ఓకే, ఎప్పుడు సిలిండర్ లో సర్కంఫరెన్షియల్ స్ట్రెస్ ఎక్కువ ఉంటుంది టు గెట్ బర్స్ట్ దాన్ ద లాంగిట్యూడినల్ స్ట్రెస్. ఇఫ్ యూ డిజైన్ యువర్ సిలిండర్ ఓకే ఫర్ ద సర్కంఫరెన్షియల్ స్ట్రెస్ అలోన్, నో నీడ్ టు డిజైన్ ఫర్ ద లాంగిట్యూడినల్ స్ట్రెస్. అర్థమవుతుందా ఎందుకు? when you design your cylinder for circumferential stress is almost, I mean, it's a double time of the longitudinal stress కాబట్టి longitudinal stress లో కూడా మీ సిలిండర్ సేఫ్ గానే ఉంటుంది. అండర్స్టాండ్? సో దట్ ఇస్ ద రీజన్ వై యూ డిజైన్ యువర్ సిలిండర్ మాక్సిమం ఫర్ ద circumferential stress even to safeguard for the longitudinal stress also. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, అందరికి longitudinal stress అర్థమైంది. Now let calculate the shear stress. Sir, longitudinal stress ఉంది, circumferential stress ఉంది. How your shear stress will act? Let's see that. Let me erase. So how many of you remember in your strength of materials principal stresses and strains? అందరికి గుర్తుందా? Because as I told you, principal stresses and strains, I mean whatever, strength of materials is your prerequisite for your strength of materials too also. Okay, how many of you remember amma principal stress and strains? Can anyone tell me what is principal stress? What is principal stress? ఎవరైనా చెప్పగలరా? సిగ్మా 1, సిగ్మా 2. ఏంటమ్మా ఈ రెండు? వాట్ ఆర్ దీస్ టూ? వాట్ ఆర్ దీస్ టూ? సిగ్మా 1, సిగ్మా 2 అనేవి ఏంటవి? These two are perpendicular to each other. What are these two? The stresses which are acting on the plane, okay, which are perpendicular to each other. So those stresses are called principal stresses. Okay, so when the principal stresses are acting on the plane with an angle of 90 degrees, so those principal stresses are going to be acts as on the principal planes. Okay, in the same way, now you can see it clearly. Let us take an elemental strip on your cylinder where your one stress is acting as a circumferential stress and other stress is acting as a longitudinal stress. Avuna? As I already told you, two stresses are perpendicular to each other, isn't it? Circumferential stress and longitudinal stress acts perpendicular to each other. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So by that, so these two are gonna called as sigma C and sigma L are gonna called as principal stresses under. Okay. So that means in a cylindrical shell, what happens at any point on its circumference, there is a set of two mutual perpendicular stresses. What are these two mutual perpendicular stresses? One is circumferential stress and other one is the longitudinal stress. Okay, so and which are gonna be called as a principal stresses, and such the plane, so this plane we call it as a principal plane. So why? Because these two stresses are acting perpendicular to each other. So from these two we can able to calculate your shear stress. Can anyone tell me what is your maximum shear stress based on the principal stresses? Maximum shear stress formula ఎవరైనా చెప్పగలరా? మీరందరూ చదివారు ప్రిన్సిపల్ స్ట్రెస్ అండ్ స్ట్రెయిన్స్ లో. వాట్ విల్ బి యువర్ మాక్సిమం షియర్ స్ట్రెస్? sigma 1 minus sigma 2 by 2. మర్చిపోయారా? What is your sigma 1? Sigma 1 is your longitudinal stress, which is PD by 2T, minus sigma T is your 2 is your circumferential stress, which is PD by 4T by 2. What you will get? PD by 8T. So your maximum shear stress, tau max under. Tau is indication of the shear stress. Your shear stress is PD by 8T. Understand? Clear? So now you come across with another parameter, which is your shear stress as PD by 8T. Okay. Even if you design your cylinder for circumferential stress, it is going to be safeguard under longitudinal stress. It is going to be safe under circumferential stress also. Okay. So I mean shear stress also. Longitudinal and shear stress will be get safe. Now tell me your circumferential stress is how many times of your shear stress? How many times of your shear stress?
4 times.
4 times of the tau max. Okay, ఇది కూడా మీరు గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలి. Okay, whenever they ask you to calculate either shear stress or a longitudinal stress or a circumferential stress, directly with these formulas, you can able to calculate the things easily. Okay, circumferential stress is equal to 2 times of the longitudinal stress. Circumferential stress is equal to 4 times of the shear stress. Okay, so these are the stresses which are going to be act in your cylinder. Okay, okay. So now we discussed about the stresses. Let's see how to calculate your strains. When there is a stress, obviously there will be a strain also, isn't it? So let's see what is your circumferential strain and what is your longitudinal strain. Okay, so because if you know this, then solving problems will be very easy. Okay, okay. So now you tell me, how many of you remember the formula called Poisson's ratio? What is the Poisson's ratio, ma?
Lateral strain by longitudinal strain.
Circumferential and longitudinal strains. Okay, right. So Poisson's ratio emannaru minus of lateral strain by longitudinal strain. So because while you're calculating your strains, you have to know this formula. Can anyone tell me why this negative sign came up for calculating the Poisson's ratio? Enduku negative sign ochindi? Why you have the negative sign in the Poisson's ratio? Because let us take a member when it is subjected to pull, there will be increase in its length, okay, but decrease in its other direction, which is called as the width. Avuna length lo increase avutundi, okay, but in other direction it is going to be decreased. So ante, so Poisson's ratio indicating that, so there will be one direction which is going to be a reduced direction. Okay, negative direction definitely ga untundi. So some few dimensions will be will be under tension and a positive, okay, elongation, and few other directions will be under compression, okay, negative. So by that your Poisson's ratio is minus of the lateral strain by longitudinal strain. Okay, with this note, let's calculate how to calculate your circumferential strain. So strain is indicated with the symbol epsilon, okay, C. So what is the circumferential strain? When your cylindrical is gonna subjected to two stresses, one is the circumferential stress and other one is the longitudinal stress. ఎంతమంది గుర్తుంది calculation of calculation of strains when a member is subjected to two-dimensional force, calculation of strain when a member is subjected to three-dimensional forces. గుర్తుందా అందరికి? స్ట్రెంత్ ఆఫ్ మెటీరియల్స్ లో ఫస్ట్ యూనిట్ లోనే చెప్పుంటారు. uni strain when it is subjected to one direction, multiple strains, two-dimensional లో stresses act అవుతున్నప్పుడు what are the strains, three directions లో stresses act అవుతున్నప్పుడు what are the strains. గుర్తుందా అందరికి? ఫస్ట్ యూనిట్ లో సింపుల్ స్ట్రెస్ అండ్ స్ట్రెయిన్స్ లో చెప్పారు. గుర్తుందా లేదా guys? So please respond. Can anyone tell me whether it is a two-dimensional or three-dimensional stresses? ఇది two-dimensional three-dimensional stress? ఏంటమ్మా ఇది two-dimensional. మరి two-dimensional అవుతున్నప్పుడు what will be your circumferential strain? If I want to calculate your circumferential strain, what will be your circumferential strain? Strain formula ఏంటి ఫస్ట్ చెప్పండి. Strain is equal to stress by Young's modulus. Why? Because Young's modulus is equal to stress by strain కాబట్టి. అవునా? Right. So what is your circumferential strain? Sigma C by E minus mu of what is the other directional stress ఏంటి? Sigma L by E. ఓకే రైట్. చూడండి ఇప్పుడు మీకు గుర్తు వస్తుంది ఏం నేర్చుకున్నారు. ఓకే రైట్. What is your circumferential stress అమ్మా? 2 times of longitudinal stress by E minus mu into sigma L by E. అవునా? దీన్ని ఏం రాయొచ్చు? sigma L by E into 2 minus mu. Right? So finally, what is your circumferential strain? Sigma L ఏంటమ్మా? What is your sigma L formula?
PD by
4T. So finally, it can be written as PD by 4TE of 2 minus mu and right. So finally, this is your circumferential strain. Okay? Understand? So this is how we have to calculate. Just so simple. అందుకే చెప్తాను strength of materials లో basics ఎప్పుడు strong గా ఉండాలి. Okay? So when a member is subjected to two-dimensional stresses, there will be two-dimensional strains will happen. First, let's calculate your circumferential strain is equal to sigma C by E minus mu into sigma L by E. So from this, we have calculated the circumferential strain. In the same way, let's calculate what is your longitudinal strain. Okay? So let's calculate your longitudinal strain also. చేయండి, మీరే చేయొచ్చు. లాంగిట్యూడినల్ స్ట్రెయిన్ ఎలా క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేస్తారు? ఇన్ ద సేమ్ వే హౌ యూ హ్యావ్ క్యాలిక్యులేట్ యువర్ సర్కంఫరెన్షియల్ స్ట్రెయిన్. సో లెట్స్ క్యాలిక్యులేట్ యువర్ లాంగిట్యూడినల్ స్ట్రెయిన్. longitudinal strain is sigma L by E minus mu into sigma C by E. Avuna? Right. What is sigma L? Okay, no issue. What is sigma C? We know it is 2 times of sigma L kabatti 2 into sigma L by E. Okay, so it can be written as sigma L by E is constant of 1 minus 2 mu. So finally, longitudinal strain is equal to what is sigma L? PD by 4TE of 1 minus 2 mu. This is your longitudinal strain. Okay, so the ela raichama longitudinal strain ante which is delta L by L. What is your circumferential strain? Enti circumferential strain?
PD by 40.
Yeah, PD by 4TE of 2 minus mu. Enti in this form?
Original dia, sir.
Very good. Why? Because circumferential is depends on its diameter. Okay, so this is what. Okay, in the same way, there will be a derivation to calculate your volumetric strain also. Okay, let me write that formula. Epsilon V is equal to change in volume by original volume. Okay, and finally your volumetric strain will be PD by 4TE of 5 minus 4 mu. Okay, so because sometimes in competitive exams they may ask even you to calculate your volumetric strain also in the cylinders. అందువల్ల ఈ ఫార్ములా కూడా గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి, PD by 4TE of 5 minus 4 mu. Okay, so this is how you have to remember these three formulas even for calculating your strains with respect to the stresses. Okay, epsilon L, epsilon C, and epsilon V. Okay, clear? So these are all for which cylinder we have calculated, Amma? When the cylinder is something like this with a closed cap which is having a circular cross section. అవునా? చూడండి, ఎందుకంటే డిఫరెన్స్ మీకు అర్థం అవ్వాలి. So where your cylinder is having a circular cross section like this. So now I'm going to tell you, if you see your real applications, your vessels or any tankers which is carrying water or which is carrying gases or liquids, cylinders ఎలా ఉంటాయమ్మా? It will have a hemispherical shape like this and it will close like this. చూసారు ఎప్పుడన్నా? సో ఇఫ్ యూ సీ ద ప్రాక్టికల్ సిలిండర్స్, ప్రాక్టికల్ ఆయిల్ ట్యాంకర్స్ కానీ చూడండి, ఎప్పుడు యువర్ ఎండ్స్ won't be straight like this. యువర్ ఎండ్స్ విల్ హ్యావ్ ఏ హెమిస్పెరికల్ ఎండ్స్ ఉంటాయి ఈ విధంగా. అవునా? చూడండి, ఆయిల్ ట్యాంకర్స్ చూడొచ్చు, గ్యాసెస్ క్యారీ చేసే పెద్ద పెద్ద వెజల్స్ చూడొచ్చు. సో వేర్ యూ క్యాన్ సీ ద ఎండ్స్ ఆర్ ఫిల్డ్ విత్ ఎండ్స్ ఆర్ వెల్డెడ్ విత్, here ikkada welding చేస్తారు. This is the portion where they do weld. Okay, so this is called cylindrical shell with the hemispherical ends under. Hemispherical ends. So now for these kind of cylinders, what will be your stresses? Sir, stresses ఏమైనా vary అవుతాయా? What is the difference between these two? When the cylinder is having an end which is straight. Okay, so when a cylindrical shell is having an ends with hemispherical ends, ఇలా ఉన్నాయి అనుకోండి, what is the difference between these two? ఎంత డిఫరెన్స్ ఉంటుంది రెండిట్లో? ఇన్ టర్మ్స్ ఆఫ్ థిక్నెస్ కానివచ్చు, ఇన్ టర్మ్స్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ కానివచ్చు. కెన్ యూ టెల్ మీ విచ్ వన్ ఈజ్ మోర్ ఎఫెక్టివ్ అమ్మా? ఇదా? విచ్ వన్ దే ప్రిఫర్ ఫర్ స్టోరింగ్ gases or any kind of fluids, either this one or this one, which is having a more resistance towards longitudinal stress? Anyone?
Hemispherical.
Endama? Hemispherical is more efficient than the ends which are welded with straight. Avuna? Right. Can you tell me reason why? Why hemispherical is more efficient than a longitudinal one? I mean, a straight ends one.
ప్రెషర్ అనేది ఈజీగా డిస్ట్రిబ్యూట్ అవుతుంది సార్. ఇలా
లోడ్ అనేది, I mean the pressure అనేది distribute అవుతుంది. So when the pressure is distributed like this, even in the hemispherical portion ఇలా డిస్ట్రిబ్యూట్ అవుతుంది కదా. ఇక్కడ ఎలా ఉంటుంది చెప్పండి? దెర్ విల్ బి స్ట్రైట్ హిట్, క్యాప్స్ మీద స్ట్రైట్ హిట్ ఉంటుంది. సో కంపేర్ విత్ దిస్ ఈజ్ మోర్ ఎఫిషియంట్. మరి ఇది ఎఫిషియంట్ అన్నప్పుడు వాట్ యూ కెన్ రెడ్యూస్ ఇన్ దిస్ ఫ్రమ్ హియర్? రెండిటి యొక్క డిజైన్ సేమే. వెన్ యు ఆర్ థింకింగ్ దిస్ ఈజ్ మోర్ ఎఫిషియంట్, ఓకే, వాట్ యూ కెన్ రెడ్యూస్ ఇన్ హెమిస్పెరికల్ ఎండ్స్ కంపేర్డ్ విత్ ద నాన్ హెమిస్పెరికల్ ఎండ్స్? ఏం రెడ్యూస్ చేయొచ్చు? యూ క్యాన్ రెడ్యూస్ ద థిక్నెస్. అండర్స్టాండ్? సో లెట్ us take the thickness of this is T1, thickness of this is T2. Okay, so you know, as you are telling, your hemispherical ends is more efficient, your T2 will be 0.5 times of T1. Very, very important for competitive exams. Okay, ante enti, let us take T1 is equal to some 20 mm. By that, when you want to make it as a hemispherical ends, so you can reduce the thickness to how much?
10 mm.
10 mm కి reduce చేయొచ్చు అవునా అందువల్ల you are seeing all real applications where the cylinders are carrying gases or fluids which is having a hemispherical ends on both ends. Understand? So this is what the purpose of having a hemispherical ends than the straight ends anamata. Okay, so this is the main purpose. ఇది గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి, right? Okay, so now let's write one problem. Okay, so we'll do one small problem, then we will move on to the few more problems to solve the thin cylinders. Okay. So what is the problem? A thin cylinder shell of diameter, let me write the given data. Okay, so given data valla meeku question kuda easy ga ardham avutundi because I didn't copy the question amma. Even I will show a few problems even in the PPT also, which I shared in the first mate. Yeah, so problem 1, okay, 6 minutes left undi kabatti we will try to do a small problem. Question entante, a thin cylinder shell of diameter 300 mm. So there is a diameter given as 300 mm and wall thickness as 6 mm. So there is a wall thickness as 6 mm, has hemispherical ends. Ends anevi hemispherical anta. Hemispherical, it is not a straight end. Hemispherical. Then if there is no distortion of the junction under pressure, determine the thickness of hemispherical ends. Hemispherical ends యొక్క thickness ని మనం define చేయాలి. Okay, so for this they have given E is equal to 208 giganewton per meter square and Poisson's ratio is given as 0.3. Okay, so this is the problem given. So there is a cylinder which is having an hemispherical ends. Okay, so he is asking you to calculate if there is no distortion of the junction. Ikkada junction enti? This is your junction. Okay, this is the portion where we are going to do welding. By that, this is called a junction. Under pressure, determine the thickness of the hemispherical ends. E ends lo thickness manam determine cheyali. Okay, as it is a thin cylinder, he is asking you to calculate the thickness at the ends. Ikkada thickness ento calculate cheyamantunnaru. Okay, this thickness was given as 6 mm. Enduku ante indaka as I told you, your T2 is equal to 0.5 times of the T1 means, so you can follow the same thickness at its circumferential part. So this portion is where it is going to be used as a circumferential part. Enduku? So this portion will fail under circumferential stress. This portion will fail under longitudinal stress. Avuna? Isn't it? So here the pressures will be like this. Here the pressures will be like this. Yes or no? So by that, when you are modifying end as a hemispherical end, so by that you can reduce the thickness at this point instead of 6 mm. Why? Because here the pressure distribution will be good. So anduvalla your T2 will be 0.5 times of the T1 ane statement tho we are going to calculate the thing. Okay, so now as it is, as the given data, diameter given, thickness at the circumferential portion, longitudinal length lo unna thickness icharu as 6 mm. he is asking you to calculate what is the thickness at the hemispherical end. Okay, so Young's modulus is given and Poisson's ratio is also given. Okay, so let us take this as a T1 and let us take this as a T2. Okay, so now Poisson's ratio mu 0.3 ఇచ్చారమ్మా. Poisson's ratio ని 1/m అని కూడా రాయొచ్చు, తెలుసా అందరికి? Poisson's ratio ని 1/m అని కూడా రాయొచ్చు, which is 0.3. So by that, what is m value? 3.33. Okay, so now let's calculate the thickness. T2 for no distortion at junction of cylinder. Okay, at this point, so the hemispherical portions will be as T2 by T1, which is, so this is way how the derivation looks like. So even directly with the formula also we can do it, Amma, but as external examination, so we can do in this form, which is 3.33 minus 1 by 2 times of 3.33 minus 1. So which is 0.4117. So from this, T2 is equal to 0.4117 into T1. 0.4117 into, what is the value of T1? 6, which is 2.47 mm. Ila cheyochu, or else T2 is equal to 0.5 times of, what is the value of T1? 6. Ento vastundam me value?
3, sir.
3 mm. So there is a slight variation if you solve the problem with the with the derived formula as m minus 1 by 2m minus 1. Ila cheste we are going to get 2.47 mm. If you do in this way with a straight derived, what is called for a competitive exams, for remembering this, if you solve this, you are going to get as 3 mm, which is almost the same. If 2.47 ante, will you go with the 2 mm or 3 mm? Because you can't go with the middle value of rounded figure. Okay, so మీరు 2 mm కి వెళ్తారా 3 mm కి వెళ్తారా for the thickness?
3, sir.
3 కే వెళ్తారు, because 2.47 you are rounding it to 3 mm అన్నమాట. Okay, so by that, even with your empirical formula also, you are going to get the same value. Understand? So ఎందుకంటే ఈ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ ఫర్ కాంపిటేటివ్ ఎగ్జామ్స్. ఇలాంటివే మనం కన్ఫ్యూజ్ అవుతాం. You will get a value of 2.47 with the derived formula, and this is the empirical formula where you can remember for competitive exams. So straight away with this also you can able to do it to get the final thickness as half of the thickness of the longitudinal cylindrical thickness. Okay, 6 mm, ఇది 3 mm కి వెళ్ళినా సరిపోతుంది. Okay, so that is the benefit of hemispherical ends, okay, for the cylinder which is carrying fluids or gases or liquids. Understand? So by that, tomorrow we will solve few more problems on how to calculate your circumferential stress, longitudinal stresses and shear stresses for a single problem. Oka problem lo anni ela calculate chestarane problem repu cheddam. So by that we will go with the spherical shell. Ippudu varaku man chusindi cylindrical shell. So there is a difference between spherical shell and cylindrical shell. So after completing the spherical shell, then we can move on to the thick cylinders. Understand? So tomorrow get ready for solving problems. I will take class possibly tomorrow, okay, in any morning session. Okay, so by that